So, one of the things that we get a lot is that when we're working with dealerships, we hear a lot of situations where the staff doesn't really know all the details. And depending on what market you're in, they don't know anything about leasing, for instance. And so that's one of those things where instead of somebody trying to learn it on their own, somebody trying to figure out what is a lease or how to explain that, or just not explain that at all to a customer, you can just ask the system. And that is why we chose to call this a sales manager, because the way we envision it, it's not to replace a sales manager, but it's sort of all those questions you might have to ask a sales manager. And so instead of having to chase them down and find them, you can just ask a question like, I have a customer interested in leasing a new Silverado, but I don't know anything about leasing. Can you help me write an email response? And so just like this, we have it doing the work for us. So sometimes when it needs some additional information, and this is something I love about this system that really, made me a believer, is the fact that it coaches me. So instead of making things up, instead of putting things in there, it actually makes suggestions to make it more accurate. Now, for the sake of demonstration, I'll just put proceed, and it'll give me an example. So even in those situations where it wants more, I can just say, like, figure it out. So here we go. We got a response. Thank you for your interest in leasing a new Chevrolet Silverado. It's an excellent choice. Reaffirms what the customer's picking out. Known for its robust performance, advanced technology, and versatile capabilities. It's adding value. Leasing can be a great option, often offering lower monthly payments compared to financing a purchase. Some benefits of leasing include driving a new vehicle every few years, potentially lower maintenance costs, as many repairs are covered under warranty, flexibility at the end of the lease term. We have several Silverado models available to lease to help find the perfect fit for you. Could you share more about your preferences? So now we're engaging the customer and asking some questions. So we've already solved the problem with explaining leasing with some relevant, easy to understand details about leasing, but now it's actually trying to boost engagement with the customer. So if you're familiar with building back and forth through email templates or through email communications, this is a critical thing that a lot of people miss. That a lot of times are monologues. They're not trying to boost that engagement with the customer, to build that back and forth, to convert them into a showroom appointment. And this is starting to go down that road. So it's helping them narrow down to different vehicles. What cabin bed configurations you prefer. Are there any specific features you're looking for? I'd be happy to discuss our current lease offers and help you explore your options. Again, this is one of those situations where if we are working with kind of the current crop of technology, a lot of times it'll just actually start throwing out pricing. And so this is an advantage of using this system in conjunction with an expert person, is that it makes it easier for them just to copy and paste without having to worry about things getting put in there that might get the dealership in trouble. Would you like to schedule a visit to see our Silverado inventory in person and perhaps take a test drive? Looking forward to helping you find the perfect Silverado lease. This is one of those things where, as it sits right now, I feel like this is better than probably 98% of responses I get from most dealerships if I were to mystery shop them. Is it a little long? Yeah, but that's the beauty of me being able to read this and make it a little more concise and really hone in on those things that the customer might find most important. So this is one of those things where we like to talk about time scalability and trying to get the most out of our existing human workforce. This is one of those things where instead of having to think about it and ask about it and do some research online, you get the answer in seconds. And then you can make those refinements from there. Again, it's one of those things where if you're not working in dealerships, this may not be something you're like, oh man, this blew my mind. But this is a question that people don't know how to answer every day. And thousands of customer requests come through every day being ignored because the people simply don't know how to respond back. So this is one of those things that's, in my mind, is kind of a game changer.